So we are currently out in our place in Waiheke, and we are now on our way back to the city. And then we are going to choose an accommodation over listening. But we probably have 2 hours to go throughout that time. So we have to go to the restaurant, grab our laptops. I'll be able to eat now at the restaurant that we go to last week. I was talking about like sunrise dates while we're going to lead up to the show. So make these meals later on. We'll go to the gym. Exciting for me. Working.
Good. Running back to our yacht for the night, you know. We just parked it here. We found a good parking spot for tonight. Yeah, we'll come back to it soon. Get our chef to cook us dinner tonight on the boat. Hey.
We wear fancy clothes sometimes. We're not in Wanaka. We're not in activewear, but we feel sexy tonight. Yeah, we'll never wear the shit again for the next 2 years, and we'll wear the same pair of undies 3 times when we get back to Wanaka, cause we're dirty little fucks.
I just finished with a run. We just did our group coaching call for movement culture. Now heading out for some dinner. Auckland, wearing fancy clothes. Okay, we have leveled up. The last week has been a mixture of taking videos on our new camera, another new camera, on my phone, and now we have gone ahead and got the Osmo, which is what I'm filming on right now. So here we are. We're really committing to the YouTube game, and I don't know how this video is going to be turning out this week, but we're just going to throw everything in. We're going to try and piece it together. So what you've probably watched so far, I hope it's still been enjoyable to watch, and you've got the gist of what has been over the last week. And we're going to get better at this as we go. Today is Friday, and we started the morning off nice and early. We got the last of our team check-ins done, and then what did we do this morning? We went for a walk down to a local coffee shop that I saw on TikTok. Through prep was something I saved, and they do this like marshmallow coating. I'll insert a little clip of it here.
B-roll to the marshmallow, B-roll to the marshmallow there.
B-roll to the marshmallow. And then we felt horrendously sick after that, but it was amazing. The chocolate there was so good. Try to buy chocolate there because they made their own version, and it was unreal.
I liked the chocolate starfish.
Josh is having his little input, which again is a little bit inappropriate. You like what?
I liked the chocolate starfish.
Yeah. So we went there, that was amazing, and then came back, did a little bit more work, went to All Fit. We'll insert a clip here. I think we got a little bit of film there, but we mainly just got a bunch of shots with our other new camera, some new photos for content, and then we basically came back here, did a little bit more work, figured out how to use this new camera, which is cool. Jumped on a meeting with Paul, who is a friend of ours, but also is now doing a bit of work for us, literally piecing together behind the scenes of, I don't even know what you call it, the social marketing side of everything that we should have had done a long time ago, but we just don't understand, and have finally got somebody to do it for us. And what he just went through looks very, very complicated. Makes sense after he has explained it all, but the whole back end process is just like a whole web of things that we just do not have the understanding, time, capacity, knowledge for. But once it's up and going, it's very exciting. It just means that it's going to open up a lot of new avenue to grow our community and build, especially with movement culture, build it out to where we want to take it and connect a whole bunch of people to come together and uplift the messages that we want to bring within the health and fitness space. So we're very excited about that. Tonight we are going out for dinner with a bunch of friends, which is lovely, and we're heading off on Sunday, so we're just going to be social the next few days. Although we were halfway through that meeting and we just felt a huge wave of tiredness wipe over us, so hopefully haven't caught anything or getting sick, but we might just, I'm going to go wash my hair, try and have a little lie down, and then we'll try and get a few clips tonight. We're going to Mekong Baby in Ponsonby, which was a recommended fan fave of Jade's, who's coming with us tonight. I think it's like Asian fusion style food, so I'm very excited about that. Lots of food this week. Next week gonna have to tighten things up a little bit more, but yeah, just enjoying life a little bit. But yeah, very stoked with our apartment here. This is our little spot. Here we go, using the little gimbal the way it should be. Lovely view, and this is our apartment. Really good value. So we'll take you along for our little adventure tonight out for dinner, and we'll touch base with you guys a bit later on. So I think I told everyone yesterday that we were going to take them out to dinner last night, and that didn't happen.
What do you mean? Oh, we went to dinner and it started with wine here and a cheese board here. And, gimbal endpoint reached. And ended up in a disgusting night in long room, which we won't be doing for a very long time. Again.
So yeah, we wanted to be a little bit more present with everyone there. I didn't even get any shots of our meals, which was actually insane because the food was so good. Mekong Baby in Ponsonby is just unreal. But we are going to go for dinner. It's our last night in Auckland, so we are making the most of wearing nice clothes before we go back to our little holes in our and our track pants for the remainder of the week.
No, we've decided we're going to start dressing nicely for work in the house. We've told ourselves this.
Yeah, that's true. We think if we actually just put ourselves together in the morning, we'll feel a lot better like going to work like normal people do. So we are going to try and go to Ahi, which we tried to go to a few nights ago, but there's a private function happening, so we haven't booked a table. So hopefully we can nab one. So, and then we're going to just have a mosey around the shops. So let's do that.
How's it ordered? Holy
Good?
Alright, I have the high tea balls or the
What's in the bar here, bro? Very much a U cocktail.
What is it?
Basically, he has chocolate, 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 and chocolate. And then with a side of maple, which
Yeah,
is very much you. You like sugar.
I do. Very excited for that one. So just out getting drinks, and I've got my edits back from Jess from All the Fields from my photo shoot from the day after show, and a little sneak peek of what one of them looks like.
So nice. I'm not having
When
shit.
you're dairy intolerant.
When you're lactose intolerant, but you have an accepting girlfriend of farts.
Farts anyway.
I can't believe you ripped one in the bed tonight though, this morning. Dana ripped her first fart in front of me. Dana did her first fart in front of me today. What are we, like 2, 3? Yeah, the other ones are just when you run to the bathroom in the morning and just fucking have a trumpet on the toilet. But this is the first like intentional fart in front of me.
It wasn't intentional.
It slipped out. Just got This looks insane.
I'm pretty sure that's just like lace and dairy as well. Oh no.
Oh no. Double dose on probiotics tonight. Metamucil. Yummy. Dessert is amazing. Cocktails, amazing. You can get it shot up under my undercarriage. You're a lovely, amazing girl. Thank you for your chocolate radio, please. Thank you, I love you. You're amazing.
Good morning, everyone. This morning is our last morning in Auckland, so I just made us coffees and now I'm just sat outside on a little balcony area overlooking the water. This spot is really nice. It's in like
the Hilton apartment complex. The unit was really good value for what we got. We stayed in a much more expensive place last week in the city, sort of more, if anyone knows where Dr. Rudy's is in Auckland, it was sort of right beside that and was really nice, but was quite noisy and wasn't as spacious as this place. This here was like $180 a night, which I think is pretty good value for where we are. So I'll just turn you guys around so you can see. How do I work this thing? Here we go. So this is our view spot. Harbour Bridge. Yeah, beautiful. That's my coffee. So I just am rugged up in my blanket. Honestly, can't get used to. I need to figure out how to use this little gimbal thing. It doesn't track the way that I'm wanting it to right now. I'm talking about the camera. So yeah, but I am just having a little time outside with my coffee, and then I'm going to go through some of the footage I've been taking this week, and start that and sort of work on putting together our first YouTube video from all these clips. Again, like I mentioned in the previous clip, I think some of these videos are going to be, it might just be a little bit conjoined and different and messy, but I've always found that whenever I've watched YouTube videos, I don't really care. I just find it interesting seeing clips of people's lives and people interacting, and yeah, I don't think it needs to be super perfect, and this is something that we're going to be working on. So I'm really excited. This is actually something I've always wanted to do ever since I was super young. I spent a lot of time with my friends making videos growing up, and then I just felt like I've never really had anything interesting to show, but then when I think about it, I feel like the life that Josh and I have created for ourselves is pretty cool. Like, we've worked very hard to put ourselves in positions to do what we love, and it really hasn't been easy. I think a lot of people have this misconceived idea, is that the right word? When a lot of what you put out there on social media, that our job is primarily posting on Instagram every day. I don't know. I thought that way about certain things for a long time prior to coming into the space, but when it comes down to it, I don't really like a lot of social media very much. Like, what we do is coaching. We are coaches, and we help people with their nutrition and their training, and we check in with people every week, and our presence online is there to connect with other people, for sure. It's definitely our point of showing our work, our point of marketing, like any business, and we sort of wear all the hats. We're starting to have more people come on board within our businesses, which is the next step in, and is definitely needed where we're at right now, and we're really excited about that. But it's a continuous growth journey, being able to be to a point in the business that we can then also afford to have that opportunity, and then grow from there. And it's all like, we're constantly learning, and that's the exciting part about all of this as well. A lot of you don't, well, I don't know who knows, but I used to work as a nurse, so we haven't always been trainers straight off the bat. I grew up in a lot of competitive sport when I was younger. I was a swimmer, and I've always had a lot of fuel and fire for competitiveness and training and health and nutrition, and I felt like growing up, like, there was a lack of understanding on my part around nutrition. Not that I ate unhealthy, but in terms of fueling for performance, I felt like if more kids that grow up in such high demand competitive sports, if they actually receive the correct nutritional advice, especially New Zealanders, their performance would be highly elevated, especially with the amount of hours of training a lot of young athletes have to go through day in, day out. Josh also grew up in a lot of competitive sport and got into training at a very young age, after uni or after school, I kind of didn't know what I wanted to get into. I knew I wanted to do something that involved health and helping others. So I went into nursing, and it served a purpose and I learned a lot, but it definitely just didn't ignite any spark within me and actually left me feeling pretty deflated. If anyone knows how the healthcare system in New Zealand is sort of operating and run at the moment, it's only gotten worse even since I've left, just with the stories you hear from, you know, my nurse friends that are still in the healthcare system. It's sad because a lot of healthcare workers are moving overseas, and it's just creating this downward trend of, what's the word, good healthcare in New Zealand. Everyone's just scrambling to keep head above water, to keep people alive. I don't think New Zealanders actually realise how bad it is. You know, it's getting to the point where there's certain situations where there are conditions forming in the healthcare system that you should only hear about in third world countries, and we're not that country. So it's sad. So I applaud all of those who are still in the healthcare system. I feel like with my passions and where I'm at, working within the health and fitness space, we work at a preventative measure, so helping to prevent the onset of illness and disease, and I feel like that in itself is a compliment to the healthcare system as well, preventing people from entering those hospital doors at the end of the day. So that is where we come from in our messaging as well. What we want to put out there on social media is just anything that's going to help uplift the well-being, mental health, internal health of everyone that connects with us. So anyway, moving on from that little tangent there, we are going to make our way back to Wanaka today and pick up our doggy Lola from a friend who's also a client of mine, who's been looking after her and has kindly looked after her and taken her in while we've been away on a few trips over the last couple of months. So pick her up, and then we're going to get back into our flow and rhythm of our routine. In all honesty, I really haven't done well at starting off my reverse, and I kind of knew that was going to happen. I think if I do another show, I need to not have like a holiday right off the back like we see this week up here in Auckland. It's kind of like a bit of a holiday. I need to really frame it in my mind that I'm still in prep after, because yeah, there's definitely behaviours that creep through, and you try your best to not give in to them, but coming on the back end of a very hard prep, going really hard into that deficit, I think when I'm back in a good routine and I check in with my coach this week, we can kind of get back on the straight and narrow. But when you're feeling like you're in holiday mode, it kind of goes out the window a little bit. So that just might be something I talk about a little and elaborate more in our next video. But I'm going to sign it off here, and we are probably, maybe I'll take a few clips today just to throw in here with what we did this morning. We're going to go to the gym, I think. We have to check out by 10, so we'll see. And then we get some brunch, but then we might just work at the Air New Zealand lounge before we head off on our flight this afternoon. So I'm very excited to be posting this new YouTube, and see where it grows, and to be able to show you our lives a little bit more and just have a little bit more freedom to talk at longer lengths about things, instead of just trying to punch out short form content, you know. So yeah, thank you for listening in, and we really look forward to seeing you guys in our future clips.